Hello, friends. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, and here are your comprehension questions for the Looking for a Bear text that I read in the previous video. Use that video to answer these questions. I see there's a typo on here. It says Monday. It should say Wednesday. We can forget about it. All right, but grade 3, Wednesday, May 13th. Looking for a Bear comprehension questions. Number 1. What does Sarah want to see? A. Ocean life. B. Whales. C. Bears. D. African mammals. Guys, it's Sarah. What does Sarah want to see? Not what does her brother want to see. What does Sarah want to see? Number 2. What is the main conflict in the story? A. Sarah wants to see the bears, but Graham wants to see the whales. B. Sarah wants to see the whales, but Graham wants to see the bears. C. Sarah does not want to be at the Museum of Natural History. D. Sarah has been at the Museum of Natural History for too long. Question 3. Read the following sentences about Sarah. She read about the museum online, about the dioramas that were built in the 1940s. They were very old-fashioned kind of exhibit, but they looked beautiful in the pictures. It was as close as she could get to a real bear, and she had stayed up all night the night before thinking about it. What conclusions can be drawn about Sarah based on these sentences that I just read? A. Sarah had never been to a museum before visiting the Museum of Natural History. B. Sarah became interested in bears when she started preparing for her trip to the Museum of Natural History. C. Sarah probably wants to work at a museum when she grows up. Or D. Sarah's trip to the museum meant a lot to her. What do you think makes the most sense? Question 4. Read the following sentences. Grizzly bears weigh 850 pounds. How much do whales weigh? I don't know, a whole lot. Sarah scoffed. Graham didn't even know anything about whales. As used in this passage, what does scoffed most nearly mean? A. Made fun of. B. Knew a lot. C. Shouted. Or D. Mumbled. So guys, remember, when we're trying to figure out what does it most nearly mean, let's take our options and replace it with the word. So Sarah made fun of. Graham didn't even know anything about whales. B. Sarah knew a lot. Graham didn't even know anything about whales. C. Sarah shouted. Graham didn't even know anything about whales. Or D. Sarah mumbled. Graham didn't even know anything about whales. Which one do you think fits the best for this context? Question 5. What is this story mostly about? A. Sarah's relationship with her brother. B. Sarah's knowledge about bears. C. Sarah's trip to the Museum of Natural History. Or D. Dioramas at the Museum of Natural History. So what is the story mostly about? Not some details, the whole thing. What is it mostly about? All right. Question 6, you guys are going to do a little free write about it. How does Sarah's feelings change when she sees the polar bear? Before she saw the polar bear, how was she feeling? And then how do her feelings change when she sees it? Write it in this box below. Number 7. Explain whether Sarah has a good time at the Museum of Natural History or not. That's what it should say. Explain whether Sarah has a good time at the Museum of Natural History or not. Do you think she has a good time or no? Use the information from the passage to support your answer. Number 9. Which exhibit does Sarah's family visit first? Guys, go back to the text and find the answer. Don't just say the first thing that pops in your head. Go back and see what exhibit they saw first, okay? There's a little clue in there. All right. Well, answer these questions. Use the read aloud from the other video. Pause, rewind, fast forward, do as much as you need. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day.